Welcome back, you beautiful brave hearts all over the world. And I do mean you beautiful brave hearts. Today it is the Cardio Med Bed Show, which is part of the DoD Power Pack. Okay, so if you ever want information on the most powerful energy medicine devices, okay, and how you can create a DoD Power Pack clinic, or where, listen, you can believe me or not believe me, but are you tired of going to the same therapy that everybody goes, whether it's medical or whether it's natural, and just getting results that will just buffer down the pain? I'm going to tell you two stories right now, and then I'm going to tell you the logic behind my story, okay? But Marie, would you like to say hi? Because we have Marie on today, and Marie has been over 30 years, okay, in the cardio med bed system, healthcare system. Understand that. Marie?
Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope everyone
Marie is in Italy right now, right?
Yes, I am working remotely from beautiful Italia. But, you know, I would love to get some cardio med beds over here. You need to get some Italian connections, Dr. Wolf. That would be wonderful.
We'll work on it,
Yes.
But you got to understand something, Marie, and she's not going to like this, everybody. She's already complaining how many beds and DoD power packs we're selling. Okay, right? A little bit.
Love it. Little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. We love it. We love it.
All right, everyone. So, first of all, let me make this perfectly clear. Okay, you've all been screwed over. Okay, and you have. You know, whether you believe this or not, okay, we know nothing about health. Most natural health practitioners know something about health, but they don't know exactly about it. You know, whether you believe this or not, and this is me, and I want to be as humble as possible. I put the pieces together. I have the puzzle. I'm going to show you right now. First of all, how many people know that you have 0.04 volts in your cells? How many people know that when that voltage drops by 15%, you drop the oxygen in your cells? Oh, really, Daryl? Yeah, that's the truth. And when that happens, you turn on what is called a GPS called pain. You got that? I want you to take that one to the bank, because Big Pharma says they're going to get rid of your pain, but when they get rid of your pain, they just cut off brain-gut connection so that you can't feel the pain, but you're still on fire. Why do you think that you need to take even stronger drugs? Because it's a drug. It's a drug. You know, you don't have pain because of lack of drugs. So understand, if you want to take drugs, you want to numb the pain out right away, and you don't want to take responsibility for your body. But a lot of you, it's not that you don't want to take responsibility from your body, it's because you've never been given an option. Okay? You're not dumb, you're programmed. You're programmed. Tell me you're not programmed. I mean, come on, look at the druggies. You know, there are people on worse drugs, okay, that are coming from Big Pharma than the drugs that are even sometimes on the street. The reality is this: don't do drugs. The war on drugs. There's no war on drugs. There's war on humans. Because guess what? The biggest drug problem is actually a legal one. So let's make that perfectly clear. So when you have 0.04 volts, you've got perfect health. Now, you may not, you've got 50 trillion cells, and maybe those cells that are losing their voltage is called tinnitus. Maybe the cells that are losing voltage are your large intestine. And I'm going to tell you about two patients in a second. And then we're going to be talking about what I believe to be one of the most powerful energy medicine devices in the world. I believe the two of them are cell-sonic regeneration and cardio med bed. And understand that, everyone, okay? If you had perfect circulation, what would you have? And with cell-sonic regeneration, if I could bring up your voltage and shut down inflammation, where would you be? You think about that and understand this. I'm telling you the holy grail here today. So 0.04 volts, the voltage drops 15%, so now that's the oxygen. Oh, that's not too bad. It's just you've got some kind of pain happening, okay? And then guess what? You're going to start, after the pain, you're going to start getting stiffness because it's calling in calcium from the bones that are nearest, because it has to buffer down, okay, the acidity in the cell and around the cell. And that's why the mitochondria become calcified. And instead of the mitochondria, which are the powerhouse inside of your cell, spinning 2,500 times, they may be spinning 2,000, or even if you're stuck in bed and you can't get out, that's only 300 to 500 times of a spin. The average person needs to make 85 kilograms of ATP. So that's 2.25 pounds, right, per kilogram. Now, that's 85 kilograms. If you're a 75 kilogram man, which is about 175 pounds, needs to be making about 195, almost 200 pounds of ATP a day. And that's what you make of ATP from those 50 trillion cells. And understand, I'm making that. You can tell, can't you? I get the job done. I'm having fun. I got a smile. Okay? I love my life. And you won't love your life when you lose energy. When you're losing energy, you're losing electrical conductivity, because we are electromagnetic light energy beings. So I told you 15% when you drop in electrical energy, you drop 15% in oxygen. So when you drop 15% in oxygen, I told you you're first going to get pain, then you're going to get inflammation, then you're going to get swelling, and then you're going to get stiffness. When you drop 25% in electrical conductivity, that's when the parasites move in. Parasites do not cause disease. They make the disease worse. And by the way, I don't believe in disease. You're just out of alignment. So you can do whatever you want. You can believe there's 2,200 diseases, which there isn't. They're all just love messages that turn into symptoms, that turn into diseases. And then they turn into autoimmune diseases where the body's attacking itself. And that's a lie too, because the body would never attack itself. It's attacking the poison, the heavy metal, the parasite, the chemical, from all the poisoning that they're trying to do to us right now. So you take that to the bank. And if you don't believe me, I want you to get your medical doctor, your pharmacist, or your natural health practitioner to come on my show and challenge me. Because I want this to be challenged. Because the word needs to get out, because every brother and sister out there deserves to know the truth. So now when it drops 25% in electrical conductivity, it drops 25% in oxygen. So you're starting to head towards having a cell that's anaerobic. So now when that cell, when that cell actually goes less than 25 and hits 35% electrical conductivity drop, now it's 35% oxygen. Guess what? There's no cancer. What they call cancer is a cell that's suffocating, that's lost 35% of its electrical conductivity and oxygen. Don't believe me? Dr. Otto Warburg received the Nobel Prize for proving that if your cells, are lacking 35% in electrical conductivity, otherwise 35% in oxygen, then guess what? Then the cell goes, I'm going to suffocate to death. I can't survive like this. So it goes, guess what? Oh my God, look at this. Look at all the lactic acid. And that lactic acid is caused because you're terrorizing yourself. You don't know how to eat properly, and you take drugs. You take prescription drugs, you're a druggie, and you don't even know it. You've been cutting off the gut-brain connection where you actually feel, but now you just want to numb out. Tell me the world hasn't numbed out. The world can't handle truth. It can only handle lies. And guess what? We are so far off the beaten path, we are being beat with it. So now you've got an anaerobic cell. There's not enough oxygen, so it lives off the lactic acid, and they call that a cancer cell. And that same cell will make more lactic acid because guess what? It eats the lactic acid. It creates the lactic acid. So now it's going to create even a more acidic environment around the area. There's your cancer, by the way. If you had perfect circulation in that part of the body that you call cancer, you wouldn't have cancer. If you had the electrical conductivity back to 0.04 volts, you wouldn't have the cancer, you wouldn't have the asthma, you wouldn't have the colitis, you wouldn't have the diverticulitis, you wouldn't have the, you wouldn't even get a bunion on your toe, you wouldn't have to have your knee replaced, your hip replaced, you wouldn't have stenosis of the spine, you wouldn't have cysts on your ovaries, infertility, you wouldn't have a bladder infection, you wouldn't have a prostate problem. How are we doing? and you wouldn't have any bowel disorder, which there's a ton of them. You wouldn't have a stomach problem. You wouldn't have a tumor. You wouldn't have a fibroid. You wouldn't have a lesion. You wouldn't have an adhesion. You wouldn't have sinus problems. You wouldn't have a migraine. How am I doing? So understand something. If we can become emotionally mature, which for most people will never make it, because most people will never go and do something like a whole life health certified that I teach for 9 days. Oh no, they'll just keep on struggling along with their emotions, and that's it. And so guess what? You think that's not messing up your circulation? But that's not why we're here today. So understand something. Dr. Otto Warburg received the Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer, and nobody else has ever done it. And people are going to tell you that it's parasites. No, parasites make the disease worse. Your body will actually take the invisible and make the physical, which is your body actually creates the parasite, because your body's going, the parasites are going in. Okay, where do you see parasites? You see parasites in things that are dead and dying. You're dying. You're rotting out. You've got tissue. Okay, what you got is you've got tissue degeneration. Okay, but guess what? The tissue's rotting out. The parasites are there because the tissue's running out. So understand that environment is everything. The bug is nothing. What came first, the mosquito or the swamp? I'm trying to get this. So if I have a beautiful lake and I cut off the source of water coming in and the source of water going up, that will be a swamp within just a few weeks. That will be a swamp. And remember something, when it becomes a swamp, what was there a trumpet that went ding, 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 all mosquitoes come? No, the mosquitoes were actually created by the swamp. The parasites were created by the swamp. You didn't eat them. And understand, if you were healthy, you could eat a parasite. You could eat a worm. And the hydrochloric acid would destroy it. You have good circulation. And you were actually making your enzymes and you were actually making your hydrochloric acid. But the problem is we have swallowed so much BS from our family, from our friends, from corporations, from government, from all the systems. I don't believe in anything anymore except myself and logic. And I'm very logical. Thank you very much. Okay, so now you understand, don't you? And you need to get this. You need to, you'd have to watch this probably 50 times before you get into your head, because you've been taught that there is a cancer, but there isn't. The C in cancer is actually corruption, contamination, and conflict. Take that away and you've got ANSER, and that says answer. You are the answer. That's all it's ever been. Big Pharma only has drugs. Drugs have never healed. There's never been a live virus. And guess what? They've made it all up. They've never isolated a virus in their life. They couldn't even show it to you. This is the biggest scam. And I'm only saying this because guess what? Whether you want to believe it, by October, November, they're going to be rolling out a new one. Okay. And then people are going to take that V thing. And then I'm going to be getting calls of mothers, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts crying and going, I can't believe what the hell I did or what I did to my children. And I get this every day. So I know this is the Cardio Med Bed show because guess what? Now I'm going to tell you about a couple things. Okay, just let me tell you about the people that are here at the DoD 5-star right now. Okay, DoD 5-star, all right, in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo. Now, these don't have to do with the B thing, but guess what? You can clear yourself out of the B if you want to bring your vibration up nutritionally, physically, emotionally, mentally. You can do it. But most of you have been taught you don't have much value. Oh, you might dress nice. You might do your hair nice. You might do your makeup up. You might shave, but the reality is you don't have very much love, honor, and respect for yourself, because most people wouldn't think of spending any money unless insurance could cover it. And if insurance can cover anything, it's going to be killing you or poisoning you. Tell me I'm wrong. They'll cover if you want to go for a registered massage therapist who's just going to massage you, but they would never cover a Wolf non-surgical therapist that could actually reduce a fibroid tumor by 25 to 50% in the first session. They wouldn't cover a cardio med bed that will just bring the thunder down, or a cell sonic regeneration that can shut inflammation down like that. I'm not mad. I just know things. And when you know things, you can't go unknowing. And that's the reality. So the first lady that came, just so you know, she could hardly keep her balance. She's a beautiful lady. And when she came, you could tell she was so toxic. And she has gone everywhere She has been battling this, okay? She's been battling this for 12 years, searching and spending. I just want to tell you this. We put her on the cardio med bed twice a day, Marie, just so you know, right away. And we did non-surgical. We did Celsonic on her. She's only on watermelon and blender drinks and our nutraceuticals like calcium ion therapy, C60, black diamond, black gold. You know, she's doing some other things like, but I'm not going to get into all of them. And guess what? This would have never happened, Marie. I want you to know this.
Yeah.
On the sixth day, and we've got pictures and we can prove it. On the sixth day, she lost 10 inches around her waist.
Beautiful.
She went from life sucks. I don't even want to live anymore. You should see her now. We'll be taking pictures of her. I did a one a day just, I think it was 2 days ago with her. And the reality is you can't lie about this stuff. So I need everyone out there to know that cardio med bed is beyond incredible. You know, it is the greatest exercise. You can't do anything in this world. You can't go to the gym. You can't go exercise or do anything that is even going to touch this. So the person who wants to be an athlete and remain an athlete, the person that is starting to feel like they're crippled and they can't walk, or the person that has got, let's say, they've got neuropathy. Let's say that neuropathy in their feet or in their lower legs, or let's say that they think that they have to go get surgery, okay, for their knee or their hip. Remember something, if we do non-surgical, we do some Celsonic, but we do cardio med bed once and hopefully twice a day. That flooding, and we're going to show you the video, everyone. I don't care where the problem is in the body, because I'm going to tell you something else. There's another gentleman here, and he's from New York. And guess what? His tinnitus was so bad, okay? And he had a couple other problems that are personal. I'm not going to get into it, but they're reversing really quick. But the tinnitus was so bad, he said, it rings 24/7, and he's going mental. He's going to go mental. And understand, anxiety creates it, acidic diet. Okay, his situation is this. He suffers for his whole family. He suffers continually for his family. And you can see he runs a suffering program, and he woke up to that 2 days ago, and he's only been here for 5 days. He woke up to it. And now he's doing the homework. Now he's learning how to unconditionally love himself. Well, guess what I did? Well, we did a non-surgical where I put my elbow right in his ear, Marie, and I put it right here where you see just above the lobe, right here. And I went in the ear and I went right in front. And guess what? I did both his ears. And guess what? I finished, no tinnitus. Now that is after he came here. We did Celsonic around the ears for 4 days, 5 days. I didn't want to touch his ears because they were ringing so bad that if I go in there and I don't get circulation going in his body, then what would happen is guess what? I break all this up, it'll be more inflammation. Now, most people can't get rid of tinnitus. I can, and we've done it. So what we did was we did the cardio med bed twice a day. We did Celsonic twice a day. He's on a different diet than she is because he's thinner, so we don't want to lose the muscle. And he's doing things that will help to reduce that inflammation. Well, guess what? So then on the fifth day, I go in, I mean, on the fifth day, I go in with the non-surgical and we shut the tinnitus down. Now, guess what? How about this? How about 10 years ringing all day long and waking you up all night long? Now, understand this. I don't think that just with the Celsonic and with the non-surgical, we could have done it because remember, perfect circulation, perfect health. And Rafa, I just want you to play the video, Rafa, and then I want Marie to start talking, okay, as soon as we finish, or even during, Marie, if you'd like, okay?
There it is. There's that beautiful bed. Well, I think, Dr. Wolf, I've known you now about 3 years, and we've had extended conversations on various topics, and listening to you is always so fascinating. I don't know where medical school leaves off and you start, but you definitely take it to a different level because I know that physicians do learn these things. I don't think that I think that they learn them because of the coursework that they had to do, but they're not applying it like you are. And this knowledge, which they say, knowledge is power. Well, if knowledge is power, why are so many people not seizing that power? And I'll give you an example.
If I can say this,
Yes.
there was a study just done.
Yes.
Only 2% of the population in the United States has more than, ready for this? 5%. Okay. 5% lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. And most people don't understand that once that's gone, you're not alive.
Yeah.
So if a person doesn't have 85% of these bacteria and then 15% bad, but at least 85%, you'll never be healthy again. And nobody knows this, and it's not taught. And we have seen the changeover with doing what we do, like daily cleansing tea, black gold, coffee enemas. But as soon as we kick in, I don't know what it is, Marie, but we kick in this in the cardio med bed. And as soon as we kick in the cardio med bed, I think it's because of that 60% blood flow flooding right up into their pelvis and their core that it just goes, and that's it. And guess what? Oxygen, nutrition, elimination of waste. People do not get it. You know what? Everybody, if you're not well and you don't want to front end load, okay, meaning go in there and build a 20-foot ladder for that 20-foot hole, I will help and do a consultation for you and I will guide you, but I don't want you coming to DOD 5-star and playing inky dinky schnitzel house and then say it didn't work.
Right.
Marie?
You have to do the work. I mean, you have to do the work. I'm listening to you and everything is resonating. I'm hearing everything that you say. But then again, I'm at that same wave as you are. I get it. There's a lot of people that are probably listening to this for the first time, right? Maybe the second time, maybe the fourth time, and are still not hearing what you're saying. And that's why I say take these videos and play them over and over again and listen. Because what you were saying,
Marie, you know what they say, don't you? Guess what?
What's that?
Well, here it is. Ready? Well, Dr. Wolf, if it's so good, then why doesn't my doctor know about it?
Well, let me answer that question. I was on the phone with a cardiologist just last night. Wonderful cardiologist. I've known him about 15 years. Very nice man. Wants to do good by his patients. And we were talking about his med bed, and he was saying, well, nobody wants to come, nobody uses it, the insurance isn't going to pay for it. And I said, well, what are you offering to your patients? I mean, a patient who has an issue with their heart usually has a myriad of other issues. And do you ever discuss or ask your patient what other symptoms or what other diseases they are experiencing? Are they having neuropathy in the feet? Are they having restless leg? Are they having brain fog? Did they have COVID? Are they having stomach issues? Are you going further and really asking that patient not just about their heart, but their overall well-being, and really digging in and pulling out those issues that they may not want to talk to you about because you're a cardiologist and they just want to talk to you about their heart, right?
Yeah, so basically, everyone, I'll say this. A specialist, okay, is not a specialist. A specialist is actually someone who looks at your body as a whole and they understand that you've been poisoned and you're malnourished. Now, how are we going to get back?
Exactly. And for all intent and purposes, these specialists, that you get sent to are really only going to focus on one problem, right? You're a heart doctor, a cardiologist, just going to focus on your heart. Well, that's not the key to a balanced, overall, well, healthy person, okay? Because you may have a heart condition, but in addition to that, you may have issues with your kidneys. You may have issues with the way you digest your food. And a lot of people who have heart issues, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of people who have heart issues also have weight issues, right?
Oh,
because they don't have the energy to exercise or to move.
Well,
And
you're not fat. You're inflamed.
Exactly.
You're inflamed because you're infected. And if you bring down the infection, you'll
Mhm.
bring down the inflammation. If you bring down the inflammation, you'll bring down the water retention and you'll stop making so much scar tissue and pulling so much calcium from your bones.
Exactly. And to the point of the bad bacteria and good bacteria, there are people today, okay, who have such bad gut health that literally their stomach, the fat in their stomach has become a different organ. It's a living, breathing organ in that area of their stomach, which is huge, humongous. It is unbelievable how people do not realize
And
that.
when you say stomach, everybody, she actually means the large intestine, because
Exactly.
it's actually not your stomach. And understand this. You know what? You can attribute 95% of all your pain, all your suffering, even your low back problems, your stenosis, your sciatica, your infertility, your bladder problems, your prostate problems. Okay. All right. Your ovarian cysts. How am I doing, everybody? You know, those adhesions in your bowel, you can, it's all to that large intestine and that bacterial problem. And I got to tell you, you know what? So we've been working with the cardio med bed now for really hardcore for about 4 years. And understand something, as when we've got people who've got no tone in their core, you know what? We can't bring them back. We were doing Cellsonic. It definitely helps. But once you kick in the cardio med bed and you do that twice a day, you have no idea. You are actually bringing muscle back into that large intestine, small intestine, and you're actually bringing muscle back into the muscles of your actual abdomen. I'm telling you, I'm going to show you pictures. I'm going to put it all together because this lovely lady is going to let us use the pictures, and it will blow your mind. Remember what I said. We took 10 inches off her belly. So when she came, it looked like, yeah, okay. Now it's right here. Okay, she's been here for 1 week now. 1 week.
Wow.
Now, guess what? We didn't drain anything. We didn't do anything dangerous. All we did was revive, bring it alive, and then lighten the load of toxins and bring in the nourishment. And her body just went, heck yeah, I'm back.
Right.
Marie?
Well, everything that our bodies are a perfect laboratory, right? We've heard that. We have everything. We are a perfect laboratory, perfect pharmacy. We have everything inside of us that we need to get perfect health. And so when you have, for example, pimples on your face, right? People have a tendency of putting a bunch of makeup over their face just to cover that up. Makeup, I liken that to, pimples. I liken that to a disease, a dis-ease, an inflammation, you may. And that makeup covers you up, right? Those are the drugs. We want to cover that up, mask those pimples, right? Meanwhile,
Pimples are actually pus in your pelvis.
So there you are. So you clean that up and you clean up your face, and now you have beautiful, smooth skin. You don't want to wear the makeup, right? So there is so much there's so much that we need to understand about what it takes, the energy and the time and the dedication it takes to being healthy individuals. And if you start at a young age, I started very young in taking care of my health. You start at a young age, or you start where you're at. The important thing is to start where you can feel comfortable, where you're going to change your life, dedicate your time, and understand that this should be your priority. Because if you are not enjoying your perfect health, then what else is there? Can you travel? Can you take a hike? Can you swim in the ocean? Can you walk through a museum? What? No, you won't be able to do that. You'll need your wheelchair.
Yeah, if I can say this, okay. Everything that is now normal is abnormal. Okay. I'm going to be 68 in 7 weeks.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. And both my parents, they passed before they were 55. Most of my family passed away. My younger brother passed away.
Wow.
So you can take genetics, because that's pathetic, because it's not, it's epigenetics.
Yes.
Okay, it's making different decisions. They did a project called the Genome Project that it cost American taxpayers millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and it was a complete fail. They couldn't find any genetic diseases. That's why they didn't release the report. If they were right, they would have been out there just waving their flag. And now why didn't they just, if they're going to waste hundreds of millions of dollars, why didn't they come out front and do it? Because pharma would have collapsed and the genetic thing would have collapsed. You're not fat because of genetics. You don't have cancer because of genetics. You don't have heart disease because of genetics. You don't have diabetes because of genetics. There's no genetic diseases. There's epigenetic, where families teach and do the same thing and take somebody that wasn't in the family, okay, wasn't in the family, all right, or doing what family does, well, then they're not like the family at all. If you don't want to do different, you're never going to have different, and this is different. Cardio med bed's different. Oh yeah, you actually have to do something different. And then when you do something different, your family says you're wasting money and you're crazy because their subconscious mind hasn't accepted it yet. That's the only thing. Marie?
Exactly. That's why I'm hearing you, and I resonate with everything that you are saying, because again, going back to the physician who is only going to treat you for one thing and who is only going to do it because insurance will pay for it, he may not go out of the box and say, what else is going on? And so when you consider even yourself, what you are doing every single day, do you ever think out of the box on what you're doing to get to a better place, to get to where you're looking at your parents and you think that heart disease is inevitable because your dad is taking some kind of a blood pressure medication and your mom is taking some kind of a diabetes medication, and you think that is inevitable? When you go out and fill out your papers, when you go to a doctor and they ask you what other family diseases are there, and your chances are has that disease or that family member three generations ago.
And it's not even true. That the whole thing is the doctor's not giving you the paper because he's trying to set you up. Big Pharma made the paper to set the doctor up to take the fall that you don't like when it doesn't work well. And remember something, and this is a fact, everyone, 35 to 40 hours on a cardio med bed, even if you didn't change your diet or listen to me, you're going to have a brand new set of arteries. So you can go to the bank with that one. So either go get surgery or lay on the bed and fall asleep, okay? And then tone up your body, clean your lymph out, clean your cells out, clean your blood out, okay? And if you were to actually do the other things, the nutraceuticals, daily cleansing tea, black gold, black diamond, and take other things that we wanted to do to support maybe certain problems that you have, and you start eliminating the poison that you don't even know you're taking in, understand something, you will call it a miracle, and it's not. Your body's been waiting for you to show up. Marie?
Well, and not only that, but anyone that's listening to this, I don't know what your target audience is, Dr. Wolf, but
it's everybody from early 20s to as old as you can get globally.
Okay, great.
And do you mind if I just say, Rafa, while Marie's talking, can you replay the video and show people for the new people that are on right now? Thank you.
So
everybody, if you want more information, just go to dodpowerpack.com and you will see all the information. And you'll see that we are absolutely right. Go ahead, Marie.
So the best time to begin to have a very good path forward for your life is obviously in your 20s, right? But we're too busy thinking that we're too invincible, too healthy, too perfect to have to worry about that. That is the old people's problem, right? They are the ones, we're young and vibrant, and we can do whatever we want. We can drink, we can eat, we can race, we can run, we can do whatever we want in our 20s. And then come our 30s, and we still feel like we're in great shape and we can do anything we want. We have our children. We still have a great libido. We still have, our looks, no wrinkles. Maybe we don't need to curl our hair. Maybe our eyes are still perfect. Come the 40s, little bit at a time, you get that heartburn, you get that little wrinkle, those gray hairs come in, maybe your skin is sagging, maybe your collagen is going. Come 50s, you can hit a brick wall, right? And you're running to your dermatologist, and you're running to your spas and getting your injections, right? So how about this for a change? Wherever you're at in life, you have to start where you're at, right? You can't get there from there. So if you're here, start here. But wouldn't it be wonderful for all the young people listening right now? Wouldn't it be wonderful if they get a head start then where they're at, right? And get that head start early and really address this issue for all of society, okay? Start young, start taking care of yourself young, honor this body. And there are so many things out there, your wonderful supplements, but there's so many things out there right now that will assist you with that. So that when you get to be, probably 95% of my friends who are anywhere between 45 to 50, 60, 45 and above, I'd say 95% of my friends are on blood pressure medication and any medication. And I'm almost hitting your decade, Dr. Wolf. And
You know what? If I can say this, it doesn't matter. You can't. Okay, so you know that you can't reach everyone. You know that now you need to mind your own business. And all you can do is get healthy and vibrant and want them to crave it. Because nobody can talk to their family. Nobody can talk to their friends. You know what? I'm going to tell you, the programming is so good out there that people are dying in front of your eyes. And all you can do is connect your lying heart breath and go, I am not taking on the suffering. You can have empathy for them, but you're not going to have sympathy where you start suffering with them. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for any of my family.
No. But to this point, though, it's and I keep bouncing back and forth, and I apologize for not having a coherent point. I'm still suffering jet lag. The point is that think about these people from age 45. They start taking blood pressure medication. What does it cost? $25, $30 a month? I don't know. I don't take it. Think about that. How much money from age 45 to whenever at $35 a month, when you could have 35 sessions on the med bed, right? And clear yourself up and get yourself reset, right?
And guess what? Guess what, everyone? Newsflash, no one dies from high blood pressure. No. Get the pork out of your butt and get your circulation going. That's
exactly. It. And cholesterol. Cholesterol's been the biggest scam put on humankind, right? Cholesterol, get your cholesterol medication because your HDL is high or your...
Okay, do you want a news flash on that one? I'll give you a news flash. You might not know it, or you might know it, Marie. Ready?
Yes.
120 years ago, the cholesterol level was not known to be anywhere in danger unless you hit 350. The human body has not changed at all. These sons of bees actually dropped the cholesterol level down to 220 or 200. And guess what? If you're at 220 or 200, your cholesterol is so low right now without even taking the statins that you're already in trouble. And understand, you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, statin drugs only create Alzheimer's, dementia, and they shrivel your brain up like a dried up raisin. And that's the only side effect. So now you've lost your memory and your family has lost you. But here's the deal. You know what? I have my patients doing 2 free-range pasture-raised chicken eggs twice a day. And you know why? They go, why? And I go, because you need the cholesterol and you need it. And the only person that has high blood pressure. It's not a cholesterol problem. It's anxiety and bowel blockages. So you can take that one to the bank too. And understand daily cleansing tea, black gold. And if you stayed on it morning and night, you wouldn't have the problem. And also, most people aren't taking and getting any basic nutrition because all supermarkets now have been deemed that there might be 1% of something you can eat in a supermarket. That's it. Everything else is poison now. They're coming for us hard. And I don't want to get off topic, but just remember this, everyone. Cholesterol is a scam. High blood pressure is a scam. Cancer is a scam. No, somebody's going to really pay for this one when I say it, but it's true. Why would you pay a person $350 to $500 every patient they can get on chemo? Why would you pay them that? Why would you pay them that? And why would you put people on chemo, which is mustard gas, which is illegal, and it's from the Second World War? So you think about that, the war on cancer. How about the love for oneself? How about we do have a new model now? No war on cancer. No, I'm going to fight this. Okay, your body is signaling you, and whether or not cancer is saving everybody's life. If you didn't get the cancer, you'd be dead already, which is the inflammation, which is the fat cells, which is the fibroid, which is the tumor. These are all warning signs, and you're just going closer to the cliff. Marie?
Exactly. And when you seek out someone else's help, and of course, I have physicians in my family, they're also incredibly well-meaning, and they've only been conditioned because they have a job to do, right? They're seeing hundreds of patients, thousands of patients sometimes in a month. They only have 10 minutes. They don't have time like you, Dr. Wolf.
But that's not healthcare. That's not healthcare.
That's not healthcare.
Something.
That's a Band-Aid.
I want to ask all the human beings around the world, how long are you going to let, systems disrespect you like this? How long are you going to let this happen? Until you wake up that you've been programmed by every system to have no value. You don't matter.
And 10 minutes in a doctor's office is, in all fairness, not going to give you what you need. You go and spend a week at your center, that might be the attention that a person needs to heal and to become better.
Wake up, just to wake up, just to realize.
Exactly. Put yourself on a med bed.
I want to be honest. Most people that come here, I tell them you need to do this probably once in your life, but if you come here for a month to 6 weeks, it's over. You're going back. People won't even know you. You won't even know yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And so why would insurance pay for that, Dr. Wolf? If you're going to have one patient who's going to see you once for the rest of their life, why would they pay? Why would they pay for that? They would make no money. They wouldn't make no money off of that. So,
but it's not even about the money. It's about the money with other greedy human beings.
Yes.
It's actually not about that. The system's actually set up to use human beings and put them into pain and suffering. Because there's an entity and a group that live on this planet that live off that suffering. It's orgasmic to them. And guess what? 8 billion of us can't wake up to 250,000 that are playing these. So guess what? Do we deserve it? No. But guess what? We better wake the heck up.
Exactly. And again, a recurring unhealthy person is easier to control, is easier to manipulate, easier to drug. And again, you see it, you saw it, right? You saw it during the pandemic that we had. There was so much infighting between all of us. People were fighting all the time.
What have we taught our children, Marie? What have the children been taught? What have they been taught? They've been taught that everybody's sick mentally and everybody's sick physically. And all they get to look forward to is to grow old and sick. And I want to thank all of the adults for not getting your act together. Yeah.
We are born healthy for the most part. If we're lucky, that we are born perfectly healthy and given a wonderful body, we should
How
respect.
about, Marie, how about this one? I used to be an athlete. Everybody that gets on the phone with me tells me they're an athlete. I said, you weren't an athlete, you were healthy. Now
Yes.
you're unhealthy.
Yes.
If you weren't an athlete, you were healthy. I'm an athlete. I'm not playing professional, but I can do anything. Okay. Me and Lori will play pickleball against our kids. And
Not coordinated. Not coordinated. Is that a disease? Not being coordinated, is that a disease? Because that's me. Cure me of that, Dr. Wolf. I need to be cured because I cannot play pickleball. No one will play with me because I'm terrible at it.
Well, but you know what? You got to say, I'm the best at it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because guess what? You know what? Guess what? You were raised to be a little perfectionist.
Maybe yes.
No, it's, yeah. Ralph,
Right?
you want to play the cardio med bed again? And then everyone, I want to tell you something. Where we get these cardio med beds is we've taken them out of hospitals. These cardio med beds are $150,000 to $250,000. And understand, we've been selling them for $39,500 and then giving a $10,000 training, whole life health certified and Wolf non-surgical body work, which is the most powerful body work in the world. So, and then we also give a free 3-day women's pelvic restoration course. I'll be going through that in a few minutes. But the reality is, everyone, is we're giving everyone an opportunity that's whether or not you've got a gym or you're in a spa or you're a clinic already to take advantage, because we want DoD power pack clinics with cell-sonic regeneration or cardio med bed or both. And both of these, we give a $10,000 training. We give you marketing for life. We market you. We market your clinic. We support you. I go through every time you have a patient coming for whether it's a consultation, whether it's a Wolf non-surgical treatment, and understand something, everyone. You want to see what we do with fibroids? You want to see what we do with people that are supposed to go to surgery? We give a money-back guarantee that we can prove to you in the first Wolf non-surgical cell-sonic and cardio med bed. If you came in and did that, that you would walk out of here going, I'm postponing my surgery and I'm going to give you I just need 6 weeks. I just need 6 weeks. And understand something. Most of you who need hip and knee surgery, guess what? You've been on the roster and you've been waiting 6 to 9 months or a year already. Okay. Right. But guess what? It's free. And the people that go, no, it's free, I'm not going to spend any money. I want to say this, you don't realize it, but you have been taught to disrespect yourself and you have no value. And you can say, what a con job he just did. What a marketing ploy. Really? Really? You'd rather them put in a fake knee, okay, that's going to be stiff for the rest of your life because surgery creates more scar tissue and calcification than anything else. You'd rather a fake hip. You won't be playing any more sports. You hardly be picking up your children. And guess what? When you do that first surgery, if you live 3 to 5 years, you'll have another one. You'll have another one. You'll have another one. It'll be you'll be playing pinball with your body. And guess what? And the drugs that you have to take while you're on, when you get the surgery, because it's going to take you a long time, all that inflammation and pain for healing, the drugs that they give you are going to dehydrate you and make other parts of your body beef jerky. So now you're going to have more surgery. Isn't it great to be just a piece of beef jerky? And understand, getting old is called stiffness. Getting old is stiffness, and that's scar tissue and crystallization and calcification. And you can take that to the bank. It's nothing else. So if you had your flexibility, okay, you'd have your strength. Because guess what? The stiffer you are, the worse your circulation is. Because you have all these physical blocks. Whether you believe it or not, you can't have pain, you can't have pressure, you can't have swelling, you can't have stiffness unless you've got calcification and scar tissue blocking it like a dam in a river. Marie?
That's a fact. And I find I always have to pull back into the cardiology environment because for many years, these devices were sold directly to cardiologists. The stories that I hear sometimes of the really good cardiologists who put in and blend in holistic medicine, yeah. I hear people who who, I had a guy who had to go in for a bypass, and he was worried and was concerned and didn't want to do that. And, and I give him the good news that by changing his lifestyle a little bit and putting in the work and going on the med bed, we could prolong or defer this surgery. Well, I have a doctor in Florida who deferred surgery, bypass surgery on a patient, not just for a year, not just for 2 years, deferred the surgery for 25 years. 25 years. So he was coming in once a year, getting a session on the med bed and getting himself in a state of being healthy, walking, running, exercising, eating well. And this gentleman chose to change his life around because he had a good person who guided him to that. So, Dr. Wolf, if people would just have faith and believe that they could get healthy and they can turn it around, and if they put their faith in a really credible, respectful, honorable person such as yourself, and knowing full well that you have the perfect recipe for good health, and not only do you have the perfect recipe to treat people, but you have the perfect recipe to teach people. So one thing is to have the secret and keep it to yourself, but another thing is to share it and to give it to other people so that they can use it on the rest of the world. I mean, this is a beautiful, perfect combination with you. And that's why I absolutely love and respect you, because you're doing a great service for everyone. And, I wish people could understand what you have done and how much you have studied this and how much effort you've put into this recipe of getting people to that perfect health. That takes a lot of energy, a lot of studying, a lot of years. And I don't even know. You have time.
I better do what I preach about, or I'm going to get in trouble. But everybody, I want to tell you that, look at, so you can put the cuffs on your lower leg right here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a set and another set here and another set around your pelvis here. So what do you think happens when 60% of your blood comes up into your core and is forced all the way up to your brain and coming into your arms? So in between every heartbeat, okay, we have a contraction. 60% of the blood comes up into the upper part of the body, then floods back down, then comes back up. And we do that for an hour. And whether you believe it or not, maybe not the first time, but after the first time, everybody falls asleep. So
10 sessions and you're doing great. 10 sessions, you want to jump on that bed. It's so fast. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah. Amazing.
So what would you like to leave everybody with, Marie?
I guess I feel like we have a lot of pain in the world, a lot of hurt, a lot of our issues where we can't seem to get along these days, whether there are wars or there are personality issues, or people want to blame the government, or people want to blame the weather, or people want to blame anything. Really look inward and look at how you look at everybody else, and don't judge, don't be judgmental. Take care of yourself and love everybody. And I think that, if we focus on our own good health and we spread that love around because we're feeling good, I think people will want to come around. And
don't be a BS spreader, be a love spreader.
Exactly. Be a love spreader, because that's way better. That's way better and a way higher frequency, and your cells will love that. And you will just thrive. And that's what we want, right? We want people to thrive.
Absolutely. And Marie, is it okay if I lay out what's going on with cardio med beds and just tell them that? Because I'll tell you something right now. Marie, in the last 2 weeks, we've sold 4, right?
Yes.
And understand something, that there's a 3-month wait, because these beds were 150,000 to 250,000. We're the only company in the world that are giving a 2-year warranty. Even if you bought a brand new bed from someone, they're only going to give you a 1 year. We want to prove that these beds are the real thing. And remember something, I did say they were from 150 to 250. You can see that. If you want to do some shopping, everyone, you might be able to find a used bed. You'll never get a 2-year warranty, never get it in this shape. And I can guarantee in the United States, that bed's going to cost you around 65 to 85,000. That's a used bed, everybody. You're not going to get the training, but understand we have a 3-month to a 4-month wait. We believe that by September, it will be a 6-month wait. And that's because we have kind of sold a lot of beds, probably sold in the last probably 10 months to 12 months, we probably sold around 60 beds. And might be hard for you to believe, but my whole passion is to create DoD power pack clinics everywhere around the world. Okay. And the reality is, I guarantee you that go everywhere else and then come to us. And we will show you, because we need you to go everywhere else so that you have a comparison. And most people do anyways. They're not going to come to us because we're different. Everybody goes where everybody goes. And if you haven't noticed where everybody goes, they turn down the burner, but they don't turn it off. They don't thrive. They just kind of go back into survival mode. We want nothing to do with that. Marie?
Exactly. And I think that if people do their homework, they're going to come right back to where they started in this video, because no one gives the support, the training, the knowledge that we have about what these beds do. A lot of the industry competitors are all gone. They don't want to deal with this anymore. They worked with the FDA trying to get this approved for so many other uses, and it didn't work. And so if they can't sell it to a doctor who can't get reimbursed, they're not going to do it. They're not going to put in the effort and the energy to sell these devices. So we kind of took it out of the hands of the doctors, and now we're putting it into this holistic community that really knows what to do with it. You know,
And since you've been working with me, okay, we have proved that these beds are from your nose to your toes. And because of all the different patients that I deal with and how we've done it, because everybody was only isolating it that if you use this bed, you wouldn't have to have heart surgery. But we're proving that if you utilize this bed, you don't have to have surgery. There's a big difference in that one. And understand something, everyone. You might be thinking I'm kidding, but last week we sold one to a family. This week we sold one to a family for family use. We sold 4 beds in the last 4 weeks to just families. Okay. And understand something. People get it. They can come home, get on the bed. What do you think you're going to spend in a lifetime? And so I don't want to do the sales pitch thing anymore. Okay. Believe. Everybody needs to sell themselves. This isn't a marketing ploy. I only want people who are going to use it. And I really want to get it into clinics, because when people buy these, they get full training, whole life health certified, Wolf non-surgical certified, and women's pelvic course. That comes to $10,000. Nobody does this. You can't even find a bed for $35,000 and then somebody gets this. Now, do you know why I'm doing it? Because I'm going to put a dent in the universal health care. And I'm going to prove that you've all been sucker punched. And guess what? You'll either wake up or you won't wake up. And if you don't wake up, you're going to break up. And whether you want to believe this or not, right now, they just came out and said 96% of the population in the United States is overweight or obese. I just told you only 2% of the population have over 5% left of their lactobacillus or their bifidobacterium. And guess what? You're not going to make it. Only 2% are over 5%. You're supposed to have 85%. Understand something. These psychos, they've already won. They've already won unless somebody can let off an unconditional atomic love bomb in the world and get people to wake up.
It's true. You gotta love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Maria. I hope you love Italy.
I love Italy. You know how much I love Italy. It's my place, where I came from. So why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Thank you so much. And everybody, do you like Marie's haircut? I do. She just got it.
I got it this morning from an Italian hairdresser. So
Yeah.
did
You're
good.
looking beautiful, girl.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wolf. So are you. And I appreciate your heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
You as well. Thank you.
God bless, love.
God bless you.
So there you have it. I mean, what a great host she is, right? Yeah, she totally is. So anyways, dodpowerpack.com, go check it out. Okay. We'll be putting up more testimonials from people, and you'll see that what I told you today was true. It's real. You know, don't be down on your knees begging God, please, before you make a move. Okay. And if you don't come to me, go to somebody. You know, if you go to dodpowerpack.com, we have a map on there, and you can see where the other cardio med beds and cell sonic regenerations are. Okay. So just know I already told you that, you know, everybody, you get a free 23-day professional training with us. Okay. All right. I mean it. So if you buy the package, and just know this, that everybody in the United States and Canada, we have financing for you. And I guarantee that what you're going to make weekly will pay in very short time. Okay. So check out our financing as well. Here's what you get. Both of these DOD power packs, what they come with: whole life coach, Wolf non-surgical, women's pelvic course. And you can take the women's pelvic course online or in the freedom of your own home. And it never runs out. And you can give this and gift this if you want to someone. Okay. We want to create an army of healers up there. All right. So the cardio med bed, remember something like I said. Okay. If you had perfect health, what would you have? Well, you would probably have perfect circulation, right? If you had perfect circulation, you'd have perfect health. All right. Let's go to the next. All right. And we didn't show it, but there's the cell sonic regeneration. I just want to tell everybody something. I have a comparison chart in here with the other shock head pulse devices out there. Ours is the least expensive, and people will call me out and go, Dr. Wolf, why is yours the least expensive? And you give a 500,000 pulses per head. And then why is your price so cheap for a new head? And why do you only charge $35,000 for the cell sonic regeneration when people are charging, like with stem cell 65, with another device that's only called cell sonic, they want 130,000 and it's 130 pounds. Ours is only 24 pounds. And then we have one that's home use and it's 34 pounds. And the reality is that if your cell sonic regeneration ever breaks down, we'll send you a brand new one until we get yours fixed. Okay. I don't know anybody that does that, but you won't have to be down in your business. And if you knew what cell sonic regeneration does, it decalcifies, shuts down inflammation all the way to stage 4 inflammation. Understand, when we used to do non-surgical, it would take an hour to do someone to help to pull the scar tissue apart and get the calcium broken up so we can get it back into the bones. Now, when we do cell sonic regeneration, it can sometimes take as little as 20 minutes to do the same job, but we can do it way better. Okay. And this really does shut down pain. It actually, if you understood, if you had 0.04 volts within your cells, what would that give you? Called perfect health. Okay. It's all about electrical conductivity. Please go into dodpowerpack.com and check it out. You can always call me if you want to. And then again, we show you everything that you get from us. Okay. Okay. We'll go to the next slide. Okay. And then DoD Power Pack business and marketing tools. We're giving you unlimited lifetime marketing. So anybody that gets these, we will come to you, and Dr. Sage Wolf or myself, and we will do non-surgical. We'll do 6 treatments a day. We can come there anywhere from 5 to 10 days. And you will utilize your cell sonic regeneration, your cardio med bed, and we'll help you build your business, and we'll show you, and we'll bring the thunder down. Okay. We won't just do that. We'll do a show on you. You can come on the DoD Power Pack show every second week if you want. Okay. And I want you just to take a look at everything you get here. You'll get all our products at wholesale as well. And understand something, everyone. Oh my God, do I need training? No, you don't. And this really pisses off the medical system, and it does. I've had some calls from naturopathic doctors. Who do you think you are, training people in 23 days? Well, guess what? You know what I say to them nicely? I'll tell you what, the next course I do, I get to pick the person. And even if they haven't had any training before, you give us someone that you can't help. And then let's give them to them. We'll treat that person for free, but I'll pay my practitioner to do it. It ends there. Okay. And I'm not trying to be a smarty. I'm trying to tell you, even the people that mean well, you know what? If you've been approved by a government agency, then guess what? It's not going to go well. It usually doesn't. Okay. All right. Okay. So Cardio MedBed comes with a 2-year warranty, one, like I said earlier. The Cellsonic Regeneration comes with 1-year warranty, but if anything ever happens, no matter if the warranty's over, we're going to be there and we're going to help you out. Okay. All right. This is just shows the profitability for, see, the big thing is you can like this or don't like this, people, but understand something. If we don't make natural health practitioners successful financially, they don't hang around. Do you know what Braveheart Nation is? It's not just for the people, it's for the practitioners. They've got their AMA, we've got our BHN, Braveheart Nation Practitioners Coalition. Okay? They don't pay dues. They're not told what to do or how to do it. We teach them what we do, and then they can add anything to their clinic or do whatever they want to do besides that. Understand something. It's called freedom. But understand this. There are beautiful people that want to become practitioners that think they need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and get into debt. All right. That doesn't happen on our watch. All right. So Sonic Regeneration, welcome to the future of real healing. Okay. And this is just showing what comes with the Power Pack. Again, that's just the marketing. Here's the comparison with all the other units on the market. We have been totally fair. Okay. Understand something. If you know me by now, you know if I'm going to do something, it better be the best. And I'm always going to continue to make it better. All right. The passion is people. It's not money. Okay. All right. This is the comparison between the Cellsonic Regeneration electromagnetic, okay, ESWT versus an electrohydraulic. So this is to help people when they come on so that they can understand. Okay. All right. So the Cellsonic head comes with 500,000 pulses. Most of the equipment only comes with 35 to 50,000. Do your homework and go find out and check that out. The Cellsonic, like I said, has 1-year warranty, but guess what? Look at what we do for you. We will support you even after the 1-year warranty. We'll make sure that we look after you. Okay. Again, the profitable margins that are logical, that so that people understand that this is a game changer for health practitioners. Okay. All right. So, and we are DOD5star.com. If you ever want to come down here and you want to come for the healing or the training of a lifetime, we're the most beautiful retreat. We never take more than 3 patients. Okay. And you're going to get all the personal care that you want. And we actually have a practitioner that stays in the DOD 5-star. What do you think of that? So they stay there. Okay. So we make sure that your questions are answered, that the whole thing is facilitated to work properly. Okay. You can go to DOD 5-star to check that out. Also, it's the most beautiful place I've ever lived. Okay. It's called Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. We have a place in United States as well, up in Florida near St. Cloud. And Dr. Sage Wolf will be opening up a DOD Power Pack healing training clinic retreat. And he will be doing that in the new year. So on Jim Gale's property, Food Forest Abundance, okay? So just watch for that coming. It will be everything that we have here, and it'll be our main training center for United States, okay? And you'll be able to go there and get personal treatment and training if you want to learn how to do non-surgical or just get treated. And you can also stay there, all right? So we have everything there, okay? Just like we have in Mexico, we'll have that in St. Cloud, just about 35 minutes outside of Orlando. And we also are opening up the DoD Power Pack Clinic in Kelowna, British Columbia, everybody. And that'll be up and running full-fledged if you want to get treatments or go there. And that will be in 8 weeks, okay? Dr. Sage Wolf will go anywhere around the world and teach how to do wolf non-surgical, whether it's just for your family or professional, if you want to be certified. Or you can come to us here in beautiful Mexico, or in the new year, you'll be able to go to St. Cloud, okay, on Jim Gale's property where we are building, okay, a beautiful clinic. All right. Dr. Sage Wolf is now traveling to all the DoD Power Pack clinics that want him. And he's going for, anywhere from 5 to 10 days. So he was in Calgary, Alberta. He finished there already. He's headed to Kelowna. He'll be doing Kelowna April the 28th to Tuesday, May the 6th. Okay, Stuart, Florida. He will be doing Stuart, Florida, Friday, May the 10th to Tuesday, May the 21st. Okay, and also June the 6th to June the 10th. And this is going to be for wolf non-surgical, cardio med bed, cell sonic regeneration in all these places, whole body thermography, heavy metal testing, okay, and consultations. And understand something, book early, because he books right out, and he really does. If you want to experience the most powerful body work in the world, don't leave with the chiro, the massage, the acupuncture, the medical doctor says. We'll give you a money back guarantee on your first treatment that will wow you. And if we don't, okay, then don't pay us. I don't know what else we can say. Okay. So, and then he's going to Lexington, Kentucky, Friday, June the 27th to Friday, July the 4th. So this is the first time in Lexington, Kentucky, then St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. July 6th to July 15th, then Occidental, California, July 20th to 29th, then Los Angeles, California, okay, from July 31st to July 31st, Thursday to the Thursday, August the 7th, okay, and guess what else, everyone? Montreal is now on the list. He's going to Montreal, but he's going to, you know where Wasaga Beach is, everybody in Canada? Well, he's going to Wasaga Beach area. You'll see it up at bhnuniversity.com, but he's going to Wasaga Beach area. He'll be there for 7 days. Then he's going for 10 days to Montreal. We have so many people that wanted him to come. Well, guess what? If you need to just check it out, you can check the website, okay? All right, and here are the courses. Stuart, Florida, I'll be there on the 14th. It's the last whole life health certified before the summer. So if you want to come, there's only 2 spots left. And then Wolf Non-Surgical, May 24th to June the 4th. There's 4 spots left in Stuart, Florida. Okay, then in Calgary, Canada, there'll be a Wolf Non-Surgical, June the 14th to June the 25th. That's a 12-day course, everyone. Okay. Okay, and then there'll be a women's pelvic restoration on June the 27th to June the 29th. Can you bring that back up, please, Rafa? Okay, don't take it down. Okay, so people can read it. Okay, so that will be Calgary, Canada, and then Ixtapa will be doing a whole life health certified October the 29th. Okay, and then whole life, that'll be whole life, then a Wolf Non-Surgical after that, and then a women's pelvic course. And the women's pelvic course will be online as well as live here, everybody. Okay? All right. And just know this, if you could bring it back, Rafa, we're also going to be doing a whole life health certified. And that is, I'm doing it in Los Angeles. And I think that is around September the 14th. And then Dr. Sage Wolf is doing a Wolfgang surgical certified in October. Okay, all right. I don't have those exact dates right here. They didn't put them up, I don't think. Anyways, go to BHN University for all of this. Okay, all right. All of that information. Okay, and the prices, they're right here. If you're Canadian, they're in Canadian dollars, American dollars, Australian dollars. And if you're from a third world country, call me because you get to go too. Nobody gets left behind here. And understand, we brought all these prices down by 35% because we know that people got the living kicked out of them with this inflation. It's really taxation, but whatever. Just know this, we got your back, everyone. So check out bhnuniversity.com. Okay. And all right. I want to thank everybody for joining me. And just remember something. Okay. What if you were your best friend? What if you were the practitioner you seek? What if you were the hero that saved you at every eternal moment? What if you filled your own heart up with love? What would that look like? What would your life look like if you never judged anyone and you didn't allow anyone else to judge you, but you just observed and then you went, really, can I learn something from this? What if you never paid attention to the negativity of government or the negativity of the media or corporations? What if you just minded your own business? Okay, found your authentic self and went for your passion and your purpose. That's what you call a Braveheart hero. God bless and thanks for joining me. At best day of your life. 3, 2, 1. You got this, Bravehearts.